Hi gang, Rob here. It's the evening of 30 March 2016. Got a pretty cool little story for you guys tonight and a relatively cool knife. You might wonder, why is Rob doing a video on a Spyderco Resilience? You know, he's not a big fan of Chinese knives, and he really wishes Spyderco wouldn't make them and call them Spydercos. Why would this knife be on a video from the TheApostleP channel? Well, because it's a pretty cool story. A little over a month ago, I got an email from a guy in Southern California who is a relatively new YouTube channel operator, and he focuses on knives, lots of knives. He's kind of a new channel. He is bumping along with far too few subscribers. His channel name is Blazin Blades. That's B-L-A-Z-I-N apostrophe Blades. I will link his channel and also a video that he made about a Spyderco Tenacious, same family of knives, in which he enumerated some deficiencies with the knife, and he wanted to send me his Resilience to correct some of them. So we'll take a look at those. And then he sent me this letter with the knife asking if I would laser etch or engrave his channel name on one side of the blade and mine on the other. And I ran out and spent a whopping $8 at Harbor Freight and bought a little engraver just to do that, because nobody's ever asked me to do that before, and I thought, oh gosh, why not? I remember years ago watching Nut and Fancy engrave a blade with a cursively written Nut and Fancy. I thought, man, that's kind of weird. A guy that has a name and he's signing his autograph with a goofy YouTube channel name. So with a chuckle, I attempted to recreate my channel logo with a rotary diamond-tipped engraver, because some guy that subscribes to me wanted it. I felt a little strange, but it's kind of cool. What the heck? Sort of an old veteran YouTuber and a new YouTuber with names engraved on a high-quality budget Spyderco. Okay, so let's get to what else was wrong. Of course, it needed an edge. And I've noticed from watching some of Blazin Blades videos that he likes to cut some paper. So I did this one with 15 degrees per side on the Edge Pro. And the only micro bevel it has on it is from the strops. So this here 8CR13 MOV steel isn't going to have the most durable edge in the world. Now, he can put a micro on it if he wants to give it some stability, but watch this. This thing's a razor. So we did that, but before we did that, we made some mods to this knife. And if you watch his video on the Tenacious family, he's begging for a 2.0 Tenacious line, in which this very high liner lock side of the knife is diminished significantly. You'll notice there is no jimping left on that liner lock locking leaf, because the height difference from show side to lock side has been reduced by way more than half. There's just enough height difference left to confidently get your thumb in there to release the lock. I also then had to redo the access relief in the G10, because I basically obliterated the existing relief with that modification. So it kind of matches the show side and Lets you get good access to the Spidey hole if you're a lefty, like I am. The other thing I did, I think that mod came out pretty well. Tried to match up the finish of the liners as best I could. Finished it by hand after the barrel sander attachment of the Dremel tool to remove stock. I did put a little radius or a chamfer on the inside of that locking leaf to make it comfortable for the thumb. It just works great. And now we have a deeper finger groove that's super comfortable with either hand without that sharp G10 and locking leaf jabbing your finger when you get a firm grip on the resilience. So all is well in that area. Also, guys, if you own these knives, Tenacious, Ambitious, Persistence, Resilience, you know that the edge terminates in a pretty ugly way at the base. So I went ahead and put a sharpening notch in it so we can get nice, sharp, clean edge all the way to the base. I mean, it doesn't need to finish right next to the handle because the handle's going to get in the way. And you got way over 4 inches of cutting edge on this knife. That little notch isn't costing you much, I don't think. Now, he also asked if I could go with a larger pivot screw, but I don't really have the hardware to do that. Not sure why a bigger head with the existing pivot would help much anyway. You'd probably have to re-drill, do a larger barrel size, then countersink your handle scales. I mean, it's a light-duty knife. Also, if you watch Blazin Blades video on his Tenacious, actually I think it was a blade centering video he did. He indicated that his Tenacious wouldn't hold center very well. When I got this Resilience, it was considerably off. With a combination of pivot adjustment and handle slab shifting, we got this one right on the money, and I've flipped it open a good number of times. Of course, blue Loctite on the pivot. I think it's going to stay put, but keep your eyes on his channel to see if that bears out. So he's calling this knife the R2.0, the Resilience R2.0 concept. I think that's a pretty good name. We'll have to keep our eyes on YouTube knife channels over the next few years to see if this knife pops up anywhere else. You never know. Sometimes they can make the rounds, and these little engraved signatures add to their lore and their charm and their provenance, even inexpensive knives. One thing about Blazin Blades channels, for you guys who are knife lovers on a budget, he really has a heart for inexpensive knives, high value cutlery. So check him out. Run over there and subscribe to his channel, like his videos, comment on a couple if you would. Let's help him grow a little bit. YouTube is in dire need of energetic new knife channel YouTubers. So let's support one. This one going back in the mail to sunny Southern California tomorrow. Thought you guys would like to see that. That's all for this evening, my friends. Grace to you and peace from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. And remember the Word and the R2.0 are sharp.